Welcome back to Roll for the Galaxy. I'm doing a complete two-player playthrough game. We're the blue player. And first thing we do, I'm just going to get right into it, is we roll the dice. So we took some dice in here from last time. And let's have a look and see what we've got. We have our captain die has got a search or an explorer. And it also has a produce, but I don't think we're going to bother with produce. This has a produce and a ship. This has a settle and a explore. And this one has develop. Well, we want to do some developing, of course. So we're just going to make this one orange die. I think we're going to make it a develop. So we're going to make sure we're developing this turn. And I guess we will leave this on exploring because we need to get some more panels out here. We're not going to be able to do anything in the next turn. So, and we can reassign 2 white die, but we don't have any white die. That's not going to help. All right, so I think we're going to leave our dice right here, and the dual die have some other special purposes that may come up. I will let you know about that when it happens. Let's go over to the red player and see what he has done with his dice. So, of course, in the order I'm going to do it, before we look at the red player's dice allocation, we're going to roll this one, the dummy die, and see what he gets. And he gets Explore. So we will be, again, exploring. I should note that the white dice have 2 Explore symbols on them and one of everything else. So we're definitely going to be exploring. We have made sure we are developing. That is definitely happening. Now let's go over now to the red player and see what they chose. All right, so looking at the red player, they have definitely chosen to do some exploring and nothing else. So we are definitely exploring and developing. So we're going to go back to us, and we're going to do all of our turns, and then we're going to come back and do all of this pile of exploring for the red player. All right, so what we do, first of all, there's going to be no producing at all. So this die is not going to do anything. It's going to go back in our cup for next turn. We do have 1 explorer, but we have a bit of a problem here. We have lots of dice in our citizenry, and we're going to, if we do this to pull another token, we're really not going to have any money left. So we're gonna have to spend this die to get $2 to be able to put more dice back in. And now we're going to develop twice. So we put all the development dice in there, and all of these dice now have been used, and we have in fact developed the executive power. So just pull that off. Take a look at it again. So we're 3 points at the end of the game. You may reassign exactly 2 same phase workers to the phase you select. So if we roll 2 of the dice and they get exactly the same phases, we can reassign them to a different phase if we like. That's it. So we have $3, ton of things in here, and only 1 die in our cup, so that's why I wanted to do that. We have absolutely nothing to develop next turn, so we're going to definitely have to explore next time to get some new tiles. All right, that's all we can do. We were having exploring and developing happening only this turn. Over to the red player to do his turn. So the red player has 3 dice for explore. So and you can spend them in any order you want. So what he is going to do is he's going to use the yellow one. Now remember, his special ability says if he does a stalking action with a yellow alien die, he gets $4 instead of 2. So he's going to get 1, 2, 3, 4. He's up to $5. That's nasty with the yellow die. He's going to take his captain explore die, and he's going to reach in the bag and grab out a token. So in we go with that. And we're not really going to know what it is unless he decides to use it as a development. So what does he want to do? Wow, that could really benefit him, but he is actually deciding to take the world, and we're not going to know what it is because it goes underneath this one. So he will develop them in order. And you can do that. You can stack as many as you like. So all he has now is Settle Worlds. He knows we have nothing. He has one more Explore. And with his one more Explore die, he's going to take it to spend and get another $2. All right, let's go back to our area and do the end of that turn for us. So as you can see, turns can end up going fairly quickly. We're in the Manage Empire phase. So now we're going to spend money to put dice back in our cup. So we're going to spend $1, $2, $3, and we're going to refresh back to 1. And we're going to be able to take 3 dice. So this is such a tough decision. I'm going to take my captain. I'm going to take the entrepreneur and one of the white die and put that in my cup. And that's going to be the end of my turn. And we're going to flip over, of course, the tokens that were used. That's part of the phase for the beginning of the next turn. Over to the red player who has $7 to spend. Ouch. All right, so the red player with $7. Of course, he has nothing in his cup and no dice out anywhere else. So he gets to pick 7 dice. So he's going to take 2, 4, 6, 7. That's only going to leave him 1 die in his citizenry, 7 dice in his cup for next turn, and of course he spends the 7, goes to 0, refreshes back to the 1. Okay, that's the end of the turn, and now back to rolling the dice. We're going to go back to blue player, which is me. I'm going to roll my dice and allocate them, and then in secret, of course, red's going to roll his mountain of dice, allocate them, and then we're going to do one more turn for this episode. All right, well, we know what we need to do. We need to explore. There's no question about it. So we roll our dice. And, okay, we've got a bunch of explore symbols. That's all right. And what I'm going to do, we really need to explore. So that's going to be an explore anyway. The orange entrepreneur die has the explore symbol. We are going to... wow, I don't know. We're gonna make that an explore, and we're gonna leave that under development. Actually, we can allocate this. Well, but we want the explore die because we have the ability to allocate that to either settling or exploring. Yes, home dice can become explorers or settlers 1 or 2. And I think we're going to leave it there. That gives us a pretty good search ability. Except we might, well, I don't know, if we get a really cheap development, we might be able to get our captain back fairly soon. But we're going to need dice, and we're going to need some more stuff to develop. But we're sitting with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 9 points, and we have 5 out right now. All right, so we're going to have the red player is going to roll off screen, allocate all his stuff, and then we're going to go and see what the dummy player rolls up. We know we're going to be exploring for sure. All right, so let's see what the dummy player is going to do. This time, the dummy player is going to produce. So we're going to have production happening here for sure this turn, if anyone selected producing. And of course, we know that we selected exploring, no questions asked. Let's go over to our red player and see what he chose. All right, so the red player has chosen settle for sure. Now he used this 1 die here to make this ship die a settle die, and the rest have the appropriate symbols on them. So we're going to be having a settle action for sure. So we're going to be doing exploring, settling, and producing this turn. So let's go to us and do all of our activities for this turn. All right, so here we are. We have 3 dice for explore. And the first one now, this entrepreneur has got a $sign on it. So if you use him, he goes back in the cup because he has the $sign. And we're going to use him for a stocking action, giving us $2. We're also going to use the next entrepreneur die for another $2. And then we're going to use the white one to reach into the bag and try and get something that we want. We're going to get a random token here. So we can either have trade levies, which means every time you ship plus $1 for each good you consume this phase, or we can try and get the comet zone, which is gain a rare element brown good on this world when you place it. I think we want to keep the captain die in our cup, so we're going to place that world down. And now there's no developing that can happen, so this die is going to go back in our cup. and we have $5 now. So this is getting a little bit better for us. Over to the red player to do his phases. All right, so here we are with the red player. He also has 3 explorers. So his first explorer, he is going to take $2. His second explorer, which has got the dollar sign on it, goes back in his cup. He is going to reach in and he's going to find another token and do something with it. And let's have a look as to what he wants to do. And once again, he is going to stack that underneath, so we don't know what it is. He's really going colony heavy, but he hasn't got a lot of stuff out yet. So, and that's for his last explorer now. He is going to take another couple dollars. He's happy enough with the stuff he has out. Now these 2 settle dice here. Now, of course, the one was you can choose whatever you want. This one turned this into a settle die. Goes on to settling. Producing's happening. No one has producing. The shipping and this die are not being used. They go back in his cup as well. And of course, there's only 2 dice in here, not 4, so that world does not get settled. All right, back over to my area to do the manage the empire phase. And then we'll come back to red and end off with this episode. All right, so here we are. We have $5. I'm going to spend it all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to rebound back to 1. I'm going to take my 3 colored dice and 2 white ones for a total of 5. And next turn, we're going to have a ton of dice in the cup. And that is going to be it for us. All right, over to the red player. He's going to do a similar thing. And then I think that's going to end off this episode. All right, so the red player has $5, but he only has 3 dice in his citizenry. So he's going to spend 1, 2, 3. He's going to spend all $3. He's going to take all 3 dice into his cup. So now he's got quite a lot of dice to roll as well. All right, so fairly quickly, that was 2 turns. I think I'm going to end the episode off here. I think I'm going to do 2 turns per episode so you can see what's happening here. So again, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Join me next time for the continuation of Roll for the Galaxy. We're doing a complete 2-player game. And of course, I flipped over the tiles, reset them as well. So just to let you know. All right, thanks for watching. Join me next time for the continuation of the 2-player Roll for the Galaxy.